Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 6. Here is Amanda Devison.
A protest in downtown Halifax this evening is calling for a ban on so-called conversion therapy in Nova Scotia. The controversial practice claims to help those in the LGBTQ community change their sexual orientation through prayer. CTV's Emily Barron-Kadloff has more.
We are not sinful. Okay, thank you.
Dozens of people coming together against Coming Out Ministries, a group founded by people who used to identify as part of the LGBTQ+ community, but say they no longer do since turning to religion. The associate director of the ministry, Danielle Harrison, is expected to speak at Camp Pugwash later this month.
This actually opened the doors for more sexual sin for me. When we start on the path of sexual sin, it grows.
It's this kind of message that Halifax Pride director Adam REID says is so dangerous.
We know through lots of studies that young people, especially trans and queer young people, have elevated risk of suicide attempts, and these sorts of messages are confusing, and they tell people that they are sort of lesser than.
Halifax Pride, along with the Youth Project and Nova Scotia Rainbow Action Project, have organized this protest. They say this therapy has no place in Nova Scotia or anywhere.
This is not a process that creates happy heterosexual people. It creates miserable queer and trans people. That's all it does, and we know that.
And others in the religious community agree. Reverend Russell Day says the Bible shouldn't be used to hurt LGBTQ+ people.
There are isolated passages in both the New Testament and the Old Testament that speak against it. There are also passages that speak against eating lobster. There are passages that speak against touching the skin of a dead pig, which would make football anti-biblical if you followed it to the letter of the law.
Along with the protest, JAMIESON started a petition to present to the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Nearly 25,000 people have signed so far.
People have taken this opportunity to come out and speak out against this. I don't know if the other side is necessarily listening, but I think all we can do is kind of try to get louder and keep going.
Amanda, the protest is breaking up now, but earlier more than 100 people were down here, and many of them calling for an outright ban on conversion therapy across Nova Scotia. Other provinces have enacted similar legislation, at Manitoba and Ontario, for instance. Also, I did reach out to Camp Pugwash and the Maritime Conference for the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Moncton. Both offices told me that no one was available to speak with me. As well, the head office for Coming Out Ministries is in Ohio, and they have not responded to my request for a comment. Amanda?
All right, Emily, thank you. CTV's Emily Barron-Kadloff reporting for us in Grand Parade tonight.